gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
And a Northeast Memphis community is mourning after the loss of a beloved neighbor. 76-year-old John Materna, also known as the Watermelon Man, died earlier this week after being shot 2 weeks ago. Memphis police said 2 people were involved in his death and arrested one, a 15-year-old boy who now faces charges, including first-degree murder and aggravated robbery.
Wow.
The 15-year-old has been identified, but we here at ABC 24 News won't be saying his name unless he's charged as an adult. Stephen Reels is live in Northeast Memphis, where loved ones set up a memorial in Materna's honor. Stephen, it seems he made an impact on a lot of people.
That's very much the case, Pepper. A lot of neighbors have told me that this memorial was set up just about a day ago, but as you can see, a lot has been left. We have balloons, flowers, even Materna's own family leaving a note thanking the community that he became a part of, because for 30 years he was at this intersection selling watermelon, becoming a part of many Memphians' weekly routines.
I've seen him every day. He was out here every day.
For 30 years, John Materna, known to many as the Watermelon Man, sold fruit out of the back of his truck at the intersection of Homer and Wayne, offering a snack and a friendly smile to those who drove by. But that routine abruptly and unexpectedly came to an end when Memphis police said at least one suspected robber shot Materna a few weeks ago. He died in the hospital Monday.
Wow. So you have a man who's been putting in work, selling fruit, watermelons, all that type of stuff, and wow, completely deleted, taken out. And you could tell, you know, this man had all the right intentions. It wasn't like he was selling fast food, poisoning the community. No, he's selling fruit, selling watermelon, things that are fruit that obviously the community loves. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And you have these unhinged single mother raised black men coming out and wreaking havoc, killing innocent people. And the sad thing about it, this story happened in 2023, but there are recent updates that I'm going to cover on this channel that will shock you.
Give you the shirt off his back, and it's just it's hurtful.
The news of Materna's death is still fresh in the minds of the neighbors who knew him, who stopped by this memorial where he sold his fruit and built bonds over so many years.
I'm going to ride past here, and I'm not going to get the wave. I'm not going to get to, pull over, get some watermelon, chit-chat with Mr. John about whatever.
Memphis police charged a 15-year-old in Materna's death. It's now the second high-profile Memphis murder case in less than a year where at least one 15-year-old was charged, following the death of Reverend Atori Eason Williams last July in her Whitehaven driveway.
What people want to call a crime wave really is just the natural progression of and consequences of some of the financial hardships families have been facing.
So you see how this tap dancer, this coon, is trying to discount the fact that black men in Memphis are completely, just slaughtering innocent people. In this case, an innocent white man, which is classified as another interracial crime, interracial murder, rather. And these are happening over and over and over again. It's not because of money. It's not because of financial hardships. It's not because of anything except these super gremlins are on demon time.
The gun laws that have been enacted over the last couple of years.
Ron Davis is a community organizer with Stand for Children, an intervention group that looks to motivate change across Memphis and intervene in the lives of children before it's too late.
I've been living in this neighborhood for about a decade, and I've always saw youth standing down here, but as you see, they tore down the school, and we're wondering where those kids go.
John Materna's family sent us a statement which reads in part, The tragic loss of this incredible father, grandfather, great-grandfather, brother, uncle, and friend is massive. We miss you, and we will always miss you. We will cherish every memory we have of you, and we want to thank the community for the love and the support they have shown us. And if you want to pay a tribute to the Watermelon Man as we know him, the family said they will be out here for a candlelight vigil, which will be going on at 7 p.m. this Sunday. Live in Northeast Memphis, I'm Stephen Reels.
Stefan, thank you. Well, we checked in to see if the accused teen had any previous history or charges in the Shelby County juvenile court system. A spokesperson from the juvenile court clerk's office told us that because of a state statute, those records were unavailable because it didn't meet the requirements for release.
It was a crime that shocked the community and the murder of a beloved fruit vendor known as the Watermelon Man. John Materna was 76 years old when he was shot last year during a robbery in Highland Heights. He died 2 weeks later. A 15-year-old was charged, but as WREG's Mike Sirianni reports, the suspect, now 16, is on the run after skipping a bond hearing.
A warrant has been issued for 16-year-old Demarion Tackett after the juvenile failed to appear for a bond hearing Friday. Wow. Tackett, who was bound over as an adult, was 15 years old when he was arrested for shooting Materna during an attempted robbery. Materna was selling...
So you see, they gave him a bond. He skips the bond hearing. Now he's wanted. How the hell are you giving this man a bond? It doesn't make sense, but these leftist judges, these Soros appointed judges or funded judges, however you want to call it, and the prosecutors, they're completely bat-ish crazy. They think that you can help the community by giving chance after chance after chance for violent crimes, and that's not how you do it. If you talk to these shooters, young shooters who become old heads nowadays, they'll tell you prison saved my life. Just ask any man who done 20, even 10 years, 5 to 10 years or more, and then they come out of prison, they say prison saved my life. If I wasn't there, I would have been dead. So you have to lock these guys up, strict punishments, give them 25 to life, and then, maybe they can get a parole after a while, after they serve their time. But you can't just, here's a bond, you get out, and then you're all good. That does not work. I don't care if he's a minor or not. These guys are making adult decisions. They need adult consequences.
Selling watermelons at the corner of Homer Street and Wayne Avenue. A second suspect has not been apprehended. Court records show Tackett was granted and posted a $100,000 bond in March of this year, was indicted by a grand jury in April, but failed to show for a bond hearing Friday, June 21st. Family members of John Materna did not want to comment on Tackett's no-show, but Materna's daughter acknowledged on the one-year anniversary of her father's death, the wheels of justice often turn slowly.
We don't want them to rush it because we don't want mistakes. Well, we want it done right the first time. So we're getting there. It's making progress.
Materna sold watermelons for decades at the corner where he was shot. A memorial place there honors the man, but a lifelong friend said it brings no peace or answers to why Materna died and why the criminal justice system failed the Watermelon Man.
Until we not enact laws, but we enforce the laws that we have that are on the book, there's no deterrent out here. There's none.
For your news leader in Highland Heights, I'm Mike Sirianni, WREG News Channel 3.
Now, District Attorney Steve Mulroy has not responded to the latest developments regarding Demarion Tackett skipping out on his court hearing.
The 16-year-old murder suspect charged in the killing of a beloved Berkeley fruit vendor known as Red the Watermelon Man was a no-show at his most recent court hearing. Demarion Tackett was released on a $100,000 bond back in March, a month after his transfer from juvenile court to adult court. Tackett's former attorney confirmed today that his bond is revoked for failure to appear in court Friday, and a warrant has been issued for his arrest. Court records show Tackett was 15 years of age when investigators say he shot and killed John Materna during a robbery at the 76-year-old fruit stand parked in the Highland Heights area in May of 2023. In March, The Shelby County District Attorney's Office filed a motion to increase Tackett's bond from the $100,000 issued by juvenile court, but Jennifer Mitchell, the judge, kept the lower bond in place. The DA's office.
So there you have it. Dog, I'ma just keep it a buck. Black women should not be in these positions of power. Period. Period. Implicit bias. It's just, I don't think that they can be objective. I really don't. The mindset that they have in 2024 is just, he ain't do nothing. He a good boy. That's my baby. He a black man. And but these are the same women who continue to talk shit about black men. Like, they'll say black men ain't shit. They deadbeats, they cheaters, they killers, all this shit, they thieves, they'll say all this, but in the same breath, politically, they'll say, oh, well, we need to save our kings. These are our brothers. They're disenfranchised and they should be released on no cash bails and all this kind of stuff. But this is the black female judge who released this monster after he blatantly killed an innocent white man. These super sister gremlins are on demon time.
Office says Judge Mitchell declined to hear the motion.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetizing shadow banning this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
It's utter outrage in Memphis tonight after a Shelby County judge gives a teenage murder suspect the green light to get out of jail. Good evening to you. I'm Joy Redmond. Joe Birch is off tonight. Judge Jennifer Mitchell granted bond to Demarion Tackett, the 16-year-old charged with shooting and killing John Materna, a beloved local fruit vendor. Action News 5's Joyce Peterson is here with new information. And Joyce, the DA's office did not support the judge's decision, right?
Not Joy. Juvenile court set a $100,000 bond for Demarion Tackett last month. $100,000. After he was moved to adult court, the Shelby County DA's office wanted to increase that bond. But a spokesperson in the DA's office tells Action News 5 tonight that Judge Jennifer Mitchell refused to even consider it. Court records showed Demarion Tackett was 15 when he shot and killed John "Red the Watermelon Man" Materna during a robbery at the 76-year-old's fruit stand in the Heights in May of 2023. Last month, juvenile court judge Tarek Sugarman approved Tackett's transfer to adult court and a $100,000 bond. When the Shelby County District Attorney's Office tried to increase Tackett's bond this week, Shelby County Criminal Court Judge Jennifer Mitchell, a public defender turned defense attorney before taking the bench in 2018, kept the lower bond for Tackett.
Woo! And I'm telling you guys right now, these women are not fit for leadership. They really aren't. And if you want to die on that hill and say, oh, well, protect black women, they strong and they're going to do the right thing and they went after Trump and they're... Bro, for one, they're not upholding the law. They're not interested in keeping the community safe. They're interested in keeping their narrative safe. And their personal narrative is black men are being unfairly treated by the justice system, which... especially in the past few years, couldn't be further from the truth. Black men are getting chance after chance after chance after chance. And in some cases, when it comes to non-violent cases, I, am totally for that. But when you have a little super teen gremlin on demon time who killed an innocent man who is giving back to the community and running a business, and he kills an innocent white man, and you have this deranged woman who's on the bench who doesn't deserve to be on the bench and is unfit for leadership, making a ruling like this. I mean, in my opinion, every black female judge in the country, with an exception of a very few that can be objective, but damn near every black female judge has the mindset of a Ketanji Brown Jackson. And if you guys have been following my channel and you've seen the mindset of Ketanji Brown Jackson and the fact that she is not able to define what a woman is, the fact that she is extremely soft on, you know, sentencing, her record shows a weakness in sentencing, especially to child sex criminals. These women are not fit to be in leadership positions, and they are going to be the downfall of American society. They're already downfall of individual American cities, and you're only going to see this increase at a higher rate as DEI becomes the law of the land.
Defense attorney, before taking the bench in 2018, kept the lower bond for Tackett. Assistant DA Paul Hagerman telling Action News 5, "We believe that $100,000 bond is insufficient. We filed a motion to increase the bond in criminal court. Judge Mitchell declined to hear the state's motion." Materna's family, too emotional Friday to talk about the judge's decision. Their reaction similar to the heartache Pastor Artura Eason Williams' husband and sister felt, while Miguel Andrade, her teenage killer, walked free on bond for 17 months before pleading guilty to a lesser charge and getting 28 years behind bars.
You are only out on bond because the juvenile system is messed up. And in other countries, they do a life for life.
I hope you get the max sentence for your crimes. You are a disgrace. I have hated seeing you out living your life while my sister is dead.
Demarion Tackett is charged with first-degree murder, especially aggravated robbery and carjacking. Court records show his bond posted Friday. The state believes a higher bond is warranted, said Assistant DA Hagerman. Our prosecution continues. This is a violent, tragic, and important case. So the $100,000 bond does come with conditions. Tackett must obey a curfew. He has to enroll in the city's violence interruption program, and he must stay enrolled in school. Live in studio, I'm Joyce Peterson. Joy, back to you.
New today, the teen charged with the murder of a popular Memphis watermelon salesman is now free after posting a $100,000 bond. 16-year-old Demarion Tackett is now out of jail, but he will be tried for murder as an adult. That's the Shelby County District Attorney's Office did confirm that in February. He faces several charges, including first-degree murder. Memphis police say he shot and killed beloved Memphis street vendor John Materna, who was known to many as the Watermelon Man, in 2023. Now, the 76-year-old had been selling the fruit out of his truck for 30 years.
And heavily missed by the community.
Very missed.
A manhunt is now underway for a teenager charged in the killing of a man affectionately known as Memphis's Watermelon Man. Today, Crime Stoppers raised its reward to $5,000 for information leading to the arrest of this man, Demarion Tackett. WREG's Shay Simon is live from MPD tonight with new information. And Shay, now the teen's family is involved.
Yeah, that's right, Stephanie. The U.S. Marshals say they have been in contact with his mother and other family members, all urging him to come forward. But in the meantime, the search continues.
Turn yourself in. Do it today. If you do it, things will go better for you.
A message to 17-year-old fugitive Demarion Tackett from Shelby County DA Steve Mulroy, the U.S. Marshals, and Crime Stoppers.
He's very young. He's charged with very serious crimes.
Tackett was just 15 when he was arrested for shooting and killing 76-year-old John Materna in an attempted robbery. Materna was a beloved watermelon seller known as Watermelon Man across Memphis.
We will find him. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. He will be found, and he will be brought to justice.
The reward has now been bumped to $5,000 for Tackett's arrest after he didn't show up for a court hearing Monday while out on bond.
We successfully moved for his transfer to adult court, but unsuccessfully moved to raise his bond. This is an example of what happens when the bonds are set too low.
As the manhunt continues, many question how and why a teenager would be involved in violent crime.
There aren't enough things for young people
to do in the summertime in particular, but even around the school year. And there's an awful large pull on some teenagers to get in trouble.
Well, you know that number 528 cash. If you have any information right now, the U.S. Marshals tell us that they have no reason to believe that he is not still here in Memphis. For your news leader in Memphis, Chase Hyman.
Don't forget to say that he's armed and dangerous. God.
WREG News, Channel 3.
First at 4, U.S. Marshals recaptured Demarion Tackett, the 16-year-old accused of killing a beloved Berkeley fruit vendor in 2023. Tackett faces charges of first-degree murder, aggravated and especially aggravated robbery, murder in perpetration of a robbery, carjacking, and possession of a firearm in the commission of a dangerous felony. Tackett was a no-show at his most recent court hearing in late June after he was released on bond in March. Soon after his June court date, a warrant was issued for his arrest. The case goes back to May 15th of 2023 when police believe then 15-year-old Tackett fatally shot 76-year-old John Red Materna while trying to rob him. Materna died from his injuries 2 weeks later. We will follow this case and let you know when we learn more.
Breaking news at 4, a teenager who was on the run wanted in the death of John Materna, a man known in the community as the Watermelon Man, is now back in custody this afternoon. 16-year-old Demarion Tackett was out on bond when he didn't show up to his court appearance last month. The Shelby County District Attorney's Office says he was captured by U.S. Marshals.
A teenager accused of killing the beloved Watermelon Man in Memphis is back in custody. This is after he skipped out on bond. And tonight, the vendor's family is speaking about the ongoing ordeal that's keeping them from the closure they need. Let's go to Fox 13's Jack Bilyeu live at 201 Poplar. So, Jack, that teenager was on the run for almost 3 weeks. Well, more than 3 weeks, in fact.
Yeah, Daryl, and that teen was taken back into custody by the U.S. Marshals Monday. The victim's family says that news came as a relief. Now, though, they say he needs to stay in jail until this case is closed.
It was absolutely ridiculous. You know, it's how you going to have somebody that actually confessed to a murder out on bond.
John Materna, better known as the Watermelon Man, was shot during a robbery in Berkeley in 2023. He later died from his injuries, and then 15-year-old Demarion Tackett was charged with a slew of felonies in the case, including first-degree murder. Tackett is set to be tried as an adult, but earlier this year, he was let out on a $100,000 bond, a decision Materna's family was highly critical of, even given the strict guidelines Tackett was supposed to follow, which included a curfew, living with his mother, and taking part in the city's group violence intervention program.
If his mom couldn't keep him out of trouble initially, then what makes you think that she was going to be able to stop him or get him to go to court when he was supposed to? I mean, and this just goes back to the leadership, the judge who let him out. These sisters, they can't be trusted in leadership positions. This is a gross misconduct or it's a gross handing down of justice. It's complete negligence, if you will. Just the woke mind virus infecting black women to the highest degree. And I'm just trying to figure out who all agrees with this, because every time I post, I get the same black women in my comments saying, well, it's okay that this person did it because these people doing it over here. Or stop it. Just stop. Things like this are not prevalent in other communities like it is in the black community. So that is what I'm focused on, because I'm trying to fix us. Because if we don't get a hold of this with some group accountability, group acknowledgement, and some real strong leadership that values not only the lives of black people, but the lives of everyday American citizens, we're going to be working up Schitt's Creek. And I'm telling you, we're going to create a conflict for ourselves that we cannot win. We don't have the numbers. We don't have the money. We don't have the artillery. We don't have the intelligence at this point, when the average black man is reading at a 4th grade level, we are in a dire position as black people in America right now. And it's time to start calling this stuff out and calling the people out who are enabling it, which in many cases are the single mothers, the black women, the black female judges, the enablers, or we're going to be in a whole heap of trouble.
It was all a joke to us. We knew none of that would happen. It was, I mean, how do you expect a 16-year-old kid that's running around doing what he does follow by those rules? His mama can't control him, that's for dang sure.
Last month, their skepticism was proven right when Tackett did not show up for his hearing. Materna's family said they were waiting for that hearing to start when they were told Tackett wasn't there. It was upsetting, they say, but not surprising.
I mean, why would you show up? You know you're going to jail. Or you know something bad's going to happen to you.
A warrant was put out for his arrest and a $5,000 reward was offered. Over 3 weeks later, the U.S. Marshals Service announced he was located at a home in Fraser. They say officers surrounded the house and Tackett tried to run out the back door but surrendered. Materna's children say they're relieved he's back in custody and they hope the situation is a wake-up call to those responsible for setting low bonds for suspects involved in violent felonies.
I wish they would just think like...
Yeah, this judge needs to be arrested. She needs to be handcuffed. She needs to be removed from the bench and arrested.
This was their family. What would they want to happen, honestly? Would they want someone out of jail for 100 days straight? Walking the...
Of course not. These black women, if somebody did this to their family, boy, they'd be trying to kill the man themselves or getting their Thug Max Alpha Simp brother, uncle, or best friend or the nigga they fucking to go and handle that. But when it comes to this super teen gremlin on demon time, killing an innocent, elderly, just minding his own business white male, oh, let him do whatever he want. In her mind, I guarantee, in her mind, she sees this as a form of reparations. I guarantee, and this is why I say these women cannot be objective.
The streets, like Tackett was, or would they actually want him behind bars?
Well, in a statement, Shelby County DA Steve Mulroy thanked the U.S. Marshals and said he intends to do right by Materna's family. He says he's going to push to keep that suspect in jail until his trial and push for an appropriate punishment. Daryl?
That is Fox 13's Jack Bill, you live tonight. Jack, thank you. Now, so far, there's no new court date for Demarion Tackett. He's expected to be tried as an adult for this murder. Tackett had been out on bond with several conditions, including attending all scheduled court dates. Well, now he won't be allowed out of jail at all.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.